Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna get right into these KFC bowls. I got a corn stalk right here that I'm just cleaning off. We're gonna clean that up, wash that, and get that into a pot. I'm gonna also cut up some broccoli and put that to the side. Just broccoli pieces, chopping it up, and then setting it to the side. All right, we got our corn in our pot. We're gonna add a little bit of Himalayan salt to that. And we're gonna go ahead and let that boil up and set that aside. We have our Yukon Gold potatoes, creamy and gluten-free. We're gonna go ahead and peel that off. If you like the peel, you can leave that for texture, but we personally don't like that, so we're gonna go ahead and peel that off. And then we're gonna clean them up, and then we're gonna chop them up. A lot of ups. But we're gonna chop that into 4 pieces, half and then half again, cube-sized pieces, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw that into some water. All right, we got our potatoes diced and cut up, and we have some fresh chopped parsley here. I could have chopped it a little bit finer, but to each their own. And we're gonna just add about 2 tablespoons of that, and then we're gonna go ahead and salt that up with some Himalayan salt. Just like you're salting up some pasta, get that nice and flavorful, even though it's gonna get drained later on. All right, and I just have here some chicken breast that I cut up in cube-sized pieces. I'm gonna season that up a little bit with some Cajun, a little bit of Slap Ya Mama, some Slap Ya Mama seasoning, and a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. Get that nice and flavorful. All right, we want some flavor in our chicken. We're gonna go ahead and mix that all up, incorporate that all together. Okay, get that nice and marinated. It needed a little bit more flavor, so I added a little bit more Slap Ya Mama and some paprika. If you have smoked paprika, most definitely use that. That has a lot more flavor. And then just go ahead and mix that all up again. Get that nice and incorporated. Okay. All right, we're gonna get our pan nice and hot. You see a little bit of smoke, you want that. You're gonna add a little bit of oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever is healthiest, whatever is better, whatever you have on hand. I just had vegetable oil, so that's what I'm using. We're gonna go ahead and mix that all in the pan. Let that oil get a little bit hot because we're gonna get our chicken nice and crisp. All right, and once you flip that chicken over, you're gonna go ahead and add about half of an onion, half of a chopped onion into the pan. Let that cook up. Let that chicken finish cooking. It's almost about done. And when you take the chicken out, you're gonna leave the onions in because now we're gonna make our gravy. So the beginning of our gravy, we're gonna get some vegetable stock ready. I'm just using vegetable bouillon. 1 tablespoon of vegetable bouillon to a cup of hot water. Now we're gonna take our chicken out. Our chicken's nice and pretty, juicy, but a little bit of crisp. It's beautiful. You're gonna go ahead and leave your chopped onions in the pan. We're gonna use that for our gravy. All right, it's gravy time. I'm using some Earth Balance butter. All right, now I got my tablespoon of Earth Balance butter, getting that nice and melted. You see our onions are nice and caramelized. basically deglazing and getting our roux ready. Okay, and you're going to take a tablespoon of flour. If you want to make this gluten-free, go ahead and use gluten-free flour. You're going to go ahead and just get that nice and browned and incorporated. I did use another tablespoon, but I did use like a huge tablespoon of butter. It's usually equal parts butter to equal parts flour to create a roux. So just keep that in mind. But get that nice and brown and cooked. Let that flour cook down. You're going to go ahead and add a cup of vegetable stock and get that nice and whisked. I did add 2 cups, so go ahead and add 2 cups. I just did it gradually, but you can just throw it all in there and get that nice and whisked. But a little bit at a time is always best, just so you can see consistency. But yeah, go ahead and add 2 cups. All right, and in the same pan that we did the corn in, we're going to throw the broccoli in, turn that off, and set that aside. That's going to get nice and steamy. Save washing of the dishes later on, you know what I'm saying. And then here I just added a little bit of freshly ground black pepper to that gravy, and we're going to go ahead and let that simmer a little bit more. And now it's potato time. Yay! We're going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of Earth Balanced butter and 2/3 of a cup of cashew milk. I use cashew milk, but you can use whatever kind of milk you'd like. And then I added a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of garlic powder just to flavor a little bit more. And I did add just a touch of salt. It didn't really need too much because, you know, we salted in the pan earlier. But I did add just a touch, and I got that nice and mashed and getting that all creamy. And you always want to taste. At this point, everything was pretty good. I just added the rest of that 2/3 cup of milk. You can always add, but you can never take away. Always remember that. So always add little by little. And now it's plating time. Everything is all done. We got our nicely creamy potatoes. Super delicious, vegan, healthy, gluten-free. Okay. And then I make a little well. And we had our delicious brown homemade gravy. Oh, so good. You got them onion pieces. You can most definitely add mushroom to that if you'd like. If you're into that type of thing, go ahead and add that. And then our delicious corn on the cob, fresh corn. Everything's better when it's fresh. We just chop that up. And now I do a little twist. I need to have a little bit of something healthy. So broccoli, so good. Steamed broccoli, delicious. And then our delicious crispy but yet very juicy chicken pieces. Yes, that's beautiful. How gorgeous is that already? And then you can most definitely add whatever type of cheese you're into, whether it's, you know, dairy or non-dairy. I tried a little bit of the Daiya cheese. Not bad. It's actually pretty good. I tried a little bit of that, but then I did add just a touch of the regular cheese, just a touch, because I'm trying to stay away. But this is it, guys. If you have a microwave safe bowl, go ahead and microwave that for like 20 seconds. Get that cheese nice and hot. Or you can pop that in the oven, whichever you like. But this is the final plating. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will check you in the next one.